In the middle of the Indian Ocean, in the pitch black of night, the cabin of a jumbo jet Boeing 747 starts to fill with smoke. In the back of the airplane, there's a raging fire. The passengers panic and all rush to the front of the plane, but there's nowhere to go. The fire in the back is burning through wiring and disabling systems in the cockpit. The pilots struggle as warning messages light up the cockpit in red, and they start aiming to make an emergency landing on a tiny island nearby. But will they make it in time? Or will the inferno get the best of them? Little do the passengers know that the captain is keeping a secret that will affect his decisions. This is the tale of South African Airways Flight 295. November 27, 1987. A jumbojet Boeing 747 takes off from Tapai, Taiwan, headed for Johannesburg, South Africa, with a stopover in Mauritius. On board were 140 passengers and 19 crew, settling in for the long 10-hour journey across the ocean. The truth behind this flight is to this day met with cover-up and conspiracy, conflicting stories, and possibly fake documentation. The story of Flight 295 to this day remains shrouded in secrecy. The airplane was known as a combi, which is short for combination. The cabin was 1/3 cargo and 2/3 commercial passenger seats. South Africa at the time was at war with Angola and had a traffic arms embargo placed on it, making weapons hard to get. At 10:25, South African Airways Flight 295 throttled down the runway and took off. With a sharp turn to the south, the crew and passengers were on their way to Mauritius. Approximately 200 miles out from their destination, a fire broke out in the cargo compartment. As the smoke started to enter the cabin, chaos ensued. Error and warning messages of a fire lit up the cockpit, and the crew scrambled to run through standardized checklists for this emergency situation. They opened up the airflow in the cargo compartment to exit near the tail, hoping to suffocate the fire. But this was no ordinary fire, caused by no ordinary cargo. They had no other means of trying to extinguish it. Wiring near the fire started to heat up, causing circuit breakers to open in the cockpit. They were losing control over vital systems one by one. In the mind of the pilot, the last thing he wanted to do was land anywhere but Mauritius, because if he landed somewhere else, the plane would be searched by someone other than South African Airways or the South African government, and his cargo was full of weapons meant to support the war against Angola. If he landed on a nearby island, he would lose his job, but if he didn't, he could lose his life. In a state of limbo, the pilot held on as long as he could, but the flame raged on. At 4:07 a.m., the plane snapped into 3 pieces and fell into the ocean. The wreckage floated down 14,000 feet to the ocean floor. There were no survivors. The actual cause of the fire? Unknown. Investigators concluded that the fire was an extreme temperature, suggesting unconventional cargo. The original cargo manifest was never found, perhaps destroyed. A secondary cargo manifest was produced by South African Airways later into the investigation. They claimed they were carrying lithium batteries on board, but experts say there's no way lithium batteries could have caused such a fire. However, no conclusive evidence was found as to what actually caused the fire. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button to get more content like it. Thanks for watching.